Julie.
Hi. It might be just us today, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to record it so that anyone that misses it can see it later, and maybe people will pop in. We'll see. I had trouble getting up this morning. Must be this weather. So it's 11 o'clock, so we'll get started, and if people pop in, that's fine by me.
Okay.
I got some fun new moves too. I've been all over Pinterest trying to find some fun new stuff, and I think you're up for it. So
Okay.
we'll start with our warm-up. Just sitting nice and tall in our chairs, circling.
I'll just mute me. So
I'm sorry?
I was just going to mute me. I was going to mute me.
You're welcome to mute you. All right, so arms circle up, big breath in, connect the hands, and pushing down. Another big breath in, really tall. And we're just trying to find a lot of length in our spine. So just kind of reaching, feel your tailbone up through your lower back, upper back. And coming on down. One more time, big breath in. Hands come down, and we're going to kind of flex our hands so the palms face the floor, and just do a little shoulder shrug, just up and down, and then we'll start to roll the shoulders back. A few times there. Hold and then roll them forward. You can kind of round your upper back a little bit. Oh, I love that feeling. Come on in, the water spine. We're just warming up. Rolling shoulders. Wonderful. Let's start with a little leg warm up, and we're just going to do a little bit of marching. I have a really fun move to try today. We're going to get a little dancey. So we'll just start by warming up our legs with a little bit of a march. And let's try to walk forward with this. So if you're kind of in the middle of your seat, kind of come to the, not the edge, but the middle edge of your seat. And let's walk our feet out as far as you can and walk them back in. So you can walk them out until your legs are as straight as they can be, and walk them back in, even under your chair if you have the space to do that. Just finding some length in our legs all the way back. We're going to do a little bit of seated cardio today. As if the weather's not going to make us sweat, maybe we'll get a little sweat going on in our seated cardio. Just a couple more, walking out as far as you can, walking back in, last time. Beautiful. So we're going to kind of stay in the middle, but a little bit towards the edge of the seat. And this is going to be the fun one. We're going to do the Charleston from the seat. So the Charleston is your leg goes forward, hands come back, and then tap back and hands go the other way. No, wait, here it is. Yeah. So leg goes back, that's it. And you kind of reach the other side. There it is. So it's a chair Charleston. So back, I think I was adding too many moves. Tap back, and your arms just go kind of the other side. Yeah, you can make this, it doesn't have to be a huge move. Or if you have a nice armless chair like me, and you start to get a little bit more comfortable, you can really reach. And you don't have to go very fast. You know, you can go a little bit slower. But by moving our upper body and our lower body at the same time, it's going to get the heart rate up. You can get fancy if you want. Hey! Hey! A little Charleston. Oh, we should be dancers. I'm not a dancer, can you tell? Just a few more. Woo! See? And one. Beautiful. So one more thing we're going to do to warm up our core is just do a little windshield wiper. So we're going to take our hands, you can put them together or you can put them out, and we're going to see if you can kind of slide your knees to one side, hands to the other, and then just go the other way. One. A little windshield wiper. I've been eating those lately. You don't have to move your lower body. My pants are kind of sticking to my chair today. Squeeze. Little squeeze, keep the chest lifted nice and tall. Somehow I got off mark. See, not coordinated. I'm not coordinated. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders back. We got a 5-minute warm-up in, so now we're going to do a little, I'm going to slide to the edge of my seat again. Let me move back a tiny bit because I feel like I'm not totally in the video. And we're going to do what we learned the other day was a little bit of a jumping jack from a chair. So you're going to bring your legs out, and the hands go up, and then in together. So out and in. It doesn't have to be a huge move. If you want, you can try to straighten your legs. It's a chair jumping jack. And again, moving the upper body and the lower body together, that's going to get our heart rate up. And that's so good for us. Getting our heart rate up with exercise instead of stress. Let's do 5 more. 5. Looks good. 4. Kind of fun. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's start with a little leg workout. So we'll start with a seated leg workout. We'll do a standing one a little bit later. So what we're going to do is sit in the center of your chair, nice and tall. See if you can lift your legs up. Bring them open a bit. Back together and tap down. Let's try again. So lift. Open in a V. Together and down. Now this is going to strengthen our hips. It's going to tone our thighs, inner and outer. So it doesn't have to be very high. You can keep them low. We're just trying to activate the muscles in the sides of your legs. Outside of the legs, and then we use the inside of the legs to pull them together. So the trick here is to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, and that when you lift your legs, you don't hunch over. We want really good posture. Let's do a few more. Lift, open, squeeze, and down. I think we can do one more. Lift, open, squeeze, and down. We might come back to that. That was fun. We're going to alternate our legs now. And one of the fun things about alternating is it kind of puts you off balance, so you have to use your core. So we're going to do a kick and squeeze. So pick a leg, any leg, kick it out, and squeeze and hold. Now try to flex your foot. Point your toe, and let it go down. Other side. Kick it out, flex your foot, point your toe, and let it come down. So what we're trying to do is contract the quad, the front of your thigh, and let it down. And the first few are probably going to feel pretty easy, but then as we do this a few more times, it's all about the hold. Sometimes I chuckle when I see the people in the gym doing really, really, really fast moves for strength, because that's great for cardio, but for strength, you want to be able to hold. That's what we want our muscles to do, is hold on. And we do really fast movements, so if we did this really fast, all you're doing is using momentum, right? So we're trying to use our muscle, catch and hold our leg. And you feel a difference when you flex your foot and point your toes. Getting different muscles. When we flex, you're getting a calf muscle too. Flex, point, and down. We're going to do one more on each leg. Excuse my Billy baby in the background. She's jumping. Hi! There's a big glass door here and she can see me, so she's happy. Oh, wonderful. My legs are feeling a little rubbery already. Awesome. So now we're going to work on biceps and triceps, so our arm muscles. We'll give our legs a little break. So feel free to grab some light weights. I'm going to grab these puppies right here. You don't have to use weights, or you can use something like soup cans, just to add a little bit. So we're going to start with our biceps. So the biceps are the muscles right in the front of the arms. We're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. And we're going to do a hammer curl. So hammer curls are palms face each other, touch the weights or your hands to your shoulders, and come right down by your side. And it's called a hammer curl because that's how we use a hammer. Up and down. I'm just going to show you from the side. The way this looks is you want to keep your elbow under your shoulder the whole time. That's how we work the bicep. Sometimes if the weight is too heavy or we're using momentum, you might see people whose elbows come out like this. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the elbow right under the shoulder and the arm still, other than the hinge at the elbow, because that's how we're going to work the bicep. Lots of control, and we're sitting up really tall with nice posture. Tap the shoulders, and then the other important thing is to extend all the way down so that you're totally relaxed at the bottom. So right here, relax for a second, and then right back up. Yeah. You kind of get a tiny mini break, but that lets your muscle fully relax, and then we can work it even harder. Let's do a few more of these. 4, nice form. And you're welcome to stand up to do these if you want, or you can stay in the chair. It is totally up to you. It doesn't really matter. Let's do one more, nice and big. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And lower down. We're going to come back to those, but we're going to give the biceps a break so you can put down one weight, and we're going to work on our triceps. So that's the muscles in the back of the arm. So I call this the Genie Press. So you're going to take one arm out and place the opposite elbow with the weight right on top, and your palm is going to face the opposite direction, and we're just going to extend out and in. So from the side, here's what it looks like. We're standing up nice and sitting up nice and tall, out and in. Beautiful. And that's going to get all the focus in the back of the arm, and it's just nice to kind of hold it. Beautiful. And if it's too much with the weight, you can get a lighter one, or you can do this with just your arms as well. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Shaky arms, shaky arms. Give them a nice little shake. And we're going to go the other side. Genie. Nice and tall. And here we go. We extend the arms straight and pull it up to at least 90 degrees. Oh, it's harder on this side. Probably because this arm's already tired from holding up the other arm. So this side might feel a little bit harder. That's for me. Woo! This is my left side, so this is my weaker side anyway. Oh my goodness! Let's see if we can make it through. If I fall over, you guys keep going. Go on without me. It's happened before. Let's do a few more. 5. Woo! 4. I don't know if I'm going to make it, ladies. 3. 2. Last one. And 1. Woo, woo, woo. Shake out your arms. Mine feel like jello. Oh, boy. Wonderful. So one thing I want to try to do today is add in some dynamic moves. So meaning more than one move connected together. And that's going to help us just get really strong and balanced. So we're going to work a shoulder bicep combination. So this one might require weights that are a tiny bit lighter or just hands. So we're going to do a shoulder raise. So bring the arms out, palms down. Then we're going to turn our palms up, curl in, back out, palms face down, and lower down. Now this is a tough move. So bring the hands up, rotate your palms to the ceiling, curl in towards the shoulders, back out, turn the palms down, and in. Let's try to get a few more in. Out, turn, squeeze, out, turn, and lower. Woo! Big moves, big moves. Turn, curl it in. Let's see if we can get 3 more in. Squeeze, extend, flick, and down. Oh boy, 2 to go. Woo! You ever want to slow down time, just hold something heavy. Or hold a plank. Last one, big squeeze. In, flip, and down. Ooh. Go ahead, you can put the weight down for a minute and just kind of relax. We're going to move into some shoulders. So let's let our weights or just your arms hang by your side. This move is super easy. We're just going to do some shoulder shrugs. So just shrug the shoulders up and down. Again, you can do this seated, you can do this standing. But we want to work the muscles around our upper shoulders, our tracts, those little humps by your neck. And really strengthen some of our neck muscles too. And it's such an easy thing. My kids do this a million times a day. Who made the mess? I don't know. Who didn't finish their dinner? I don't know. My kids must have really, really, really strong shoulders. Because I get the, a lot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, beautiful. I think we're going to give the arms a little bit of a break because we've worked a lot. We've worked our triceps, our biceps, our shoulders. So we can put the weights down and you can stand at the back of your chair. I'm going to just move my chair so you can see. Now, if you're not comfortable holding your chair and doing a squat, you can come to the front and just do the squat sit like we've done before. So this is one option if you want the chair here. Otherwise, we're going to come to the back of the chair, take your legs outside your hips with your toes turned out slightly. So they're not facing straight ahead, they're just turned out a little bit. And if you have a mat, it's about the width of the mat, but a little bit wider than your shoulders. And we're going to come to the back of the chair and just kind of figure out where you have to be so that you can squat down and stand up. So just hold on to the chair. We're pushing our knees out. So you want your knees to go right over the center toe. Yes. And you want your butt to kind of sit back as though you're going to sit down. And the chair is going to help with balance, but it's also going to help us keep our chest up. So we're learning really good squat technique. So the chest is up, the spine is nice and straight, and we sit down just until the bum no lower than knee height. Because if you go too low, I can't get back up. And the knees push wide and then come together. Nice. Now I have a challenge for you. You can try it, and if it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. But next time you squat, as you come to the top, see if you can lift your heels. And then they come back down. We squat again, nice and slow. Stand up, heels lift. Oh, look at that. See, dynamic moves. Dynamic moves. Gonna be a bunch of athletes. Squeeze, lower. Certainly don't have to do the heel lift. This is a new move in body pump that they're having us do with the squat bar. I'm training you to come take my body pump class. My favorite class ever. Let's do a couple more. 3, lift, 2, lift, and 1. Woo. Beautiful. Now back to my favorite moves. We're going to strengthen our hips and our glutes, your butt. So, back of the chair or a wall, if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to put our weight into one leg, bend the knee at 90 degrees, and my favorite move, the donkey kick. Press your heel back and in. Back and in. So we're really tall, our chest is lifted. We have good balance in our standing leg. Your standing leg, the knee should be just a tiny bit bent. That's going to load and strengthen your standing leg at the same time and help you with balance. See if you can flex that foot and really push it back. But keep your hips facing your chair, so it's not like out like that. It's just a push back until you feel that front hip stretch and the squeeze in your bum. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Switch legs, give it a little shake. That standing leg kind of feels like it's getting some work. All right, donkey kicks on the other side. Slow motion donkey kicks. Out and in. Squeeze. This is how ballerinas, like the real crazy ballet people, get really strong in their hips. And then we stole it and we made it a workout called bar. First time I ever tried it, I said, how hard can that be? Very. Very. But it's such great strengthening. Press the heel back. Good. 5, 4, 2, and 1 more. That's 1. Beautiful. Shake. I'm just going to turn my chair just so you can see from the side. We're going to do some leg extensions. So whichever leg you started with, go ahead and load the weight in that leg. And then we're going to just do some side leg extensions. So out and in. So very similar to what we did while we were sitting in the chair when we were moving our legs out in a V. But this one, we're just going to focus on one side. It doesn't have to be very high. Just until you feel the outside of your hip squeeze. Look at your leg and just make sure it's staying in line with your body and you're not going too far back or too far forward. See if it feels better to point your foot or flex it. That's up to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. Give it a little shake. Get your weight in the other foot, and here we go. Out and in. Feeling up as tall as you can. This is helping us with balance too. Our core is strengthening. If you hold your belly in, you're going to get as much of a workout as if you were doing crunches this whole time. So anytime you exercise, squeeze your belly muscles, hold your core in. It's going to protect your back. And bonus, you're going to tone your abdominal muscles at the same time. We work out smarter, not harder, yeah? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, give the legs a little shake. One more leg workout, and we're going to do that dynamic workout. So what I'm going to have you do is put the weight back in the first leg that we started with. So 2 moves. We're going to go to the back, in, and side. Then we're going to switch. Back, pushes back and out. The leg is staying pretty straight. And then we're changing to the other leg. So what this is doing is teaching us to shift our body weight. And again, working on balance and control in our body. So you don't have to go super fast. But just notice how your body weight shifts. And how you have to adjust. So one to the back, one to the side, and switch. Back, side, switch. And if you're holding your belly in, you can feel the different muscles kick in your belly. Feel your obliques, the side of your belly muscles, kicking in when we go to the side. Oh, there they are. A little crunch. Feel your lower abdominal muscles kick in when we push to the back, when we're trying to keep our chest up. Beautiful. Such a great workout. See? This goes to show you don't need heavy weights to get an amazing workout. Do a ton of things with just your body. Let's do 2 more on each side. If you can, see if you can do it without tapping down or touching the floor. Yeah, I think you can. Last one. Up, side, and down. Ooh, give those legs a shake, ladies. My goodness, let's give those legs a shake and then a break, because that was a tough one. You can grab your weights if you want. We're going to sit on down, and we're just going to do a little bit more work on our upper body. Now, I want to show you one of my most favorite shoulder exercises ever, is the mat raise. So let's do the 2 components of the mat raise. If you have weights, make sure they're pretty light, because this one gets a little tough. Hold your elbows at 90 degrees, and then we're going to rotate the elbows out so they're lined up with the shoulders, our palms face down, and we close them right back in. So just kind of like the wings of a bird, out and in. So this is called a side raise, out and in. And these are going to tone your shoulders. Yes, nice. I see that nobody's shrugging their shoulders, which is great. We want to keep our neck nice and long and the top of the shoulders down. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that's your side raise. The next move is a front raise, and this one can be a little tough, so if you need to drop the weights or go a little lighter, we're going to start on the thighs, sitting up nice and tall, and we just bring knuckles up to shoulder height and back down. So this is our front raise. Up and down. Now that weight's too much for me, so I'm just going to do my hands. Tap the thighs. Up and down. So those 2 moves, we're going to combine together to do a mat raise. And this is just a fun thing to learn. Let's do a few more. 3, 2, last one, 1. All right, beautiful. So the mat raise is a combination between those 2 moves. It's 1 side raise and 1 front raise. And then we're going to tap the thighs and change. So it's kind of like a little bow and arrow action. So one arm is 90 degrees to the side, one arm is straight ahead in front. And to the center. And if you want a little core action, you simply twist, yes, your torso a little bit. And it's so great to do this in a chair because it keeps our hips where they're supposed to be. So if we do this with a little twist, you're working your shoulders, your arms, and your abdominal muscles. This is my favorite move in body pump. It's called a mat raise. 1 to the front, 1 to the side. I'll show you what it looks like from the side. Like a bow and arrow, like Peter Pan or Robin Hood. computer hand didn't have a bow and arrow. Never mind. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Squeeze. You don't have to pull back in a twist. You can stay perfectly straight. It's just another way we can add on. Beautiful. Let's go a few more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! My shoulders, my shoulders. Let's give the shoulders a nice roll. Let's go to the back, roll them out. We worked the shoulders pretty hard today. And switch to the other way. Rounding the upper back. Oh, that's got to feel good. Beautiful. So we're already into our stretch portion of class. We're done with strength. Isn't that awesome? So let's work a little bit on stretching our back and strengthening it so you can kind of come to the, safe edge of your seat so you're still nice and secure. Knees are bent. And let's just walk our hands down, and we're going to do a very basic move in yoga called a forward fold. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Put your bums kind of nice and secure, and you just walk forward. And from here, see if you can relax your shoulders. See if you can let your upper body just be heavy. Maybe just, resting your chest on your thighs. And you should feel a really great release and lengthening in your lower back. This is one of those moves that really restores our body. Now from here, bring your forearms to your thighs, palms together, and just straighten out your spine. So we're still tipped quite a bit. It's called a flat back extension. What we want to do is try to almost stretch your head as much as you can towards the upper corner of the room, making a lot of length. Top of your head and your tail. Use your hands to gently come the rest of the way up. I like being in a chair for that one, because sometimes I get lightheaded when I do that, especially in this heat. Let's take one leg, and if you can cross it at the ankle, or you can bring it up to your thigh, so you have a little figure 4. And let's rotate the ankle around, just kind of one way, making circles. Stretching and strengthening our ankle. And let's go the other way. I don't really make circles, I make more like trapezoids. I got a whole bunch of pins in this ankle, so it doesn't really rotate that well. Beautiful. Hold here, and then just lift your chest and just start to tip over with a long spine towards your thigh until you feel a nice deep stretch, and then just hold and breathe. After a couple of breaths, see if you can tip just a tiny, tiny bit more, nice and slow. So we're looking for a good stretch. It should feel intense, but certainly not painful. So if it feels painful at all, come back up. But we want that intense feeling, that nice stretch. Should feel good. So let's come back up, unhook your ankle. Let's try the other side. So either cross down below, if that's where your flexibility is, or hook up on the top of the thigh. And let's just make circles or trapezoids. Oh, this one's much better. In one direction, it doesn't matter which direction. Just circling around. And when you're ready, do the other side. Big circles, big circles. Oh, this one's cracking. Beautiful. And then just gently start to tip again. Maybe you notice a difference. This is certainly my less flexible side. So tip until you feel that intense pull and stretch. And then just hold it. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose. And maybe you can start to feel that hip relax. And then the next time you breathe out, just see if you can come a tiny bit further. Just a tiny bit. Wonderful. Now, if you don't have arms on your chair, we could try a really fun pose with a warrior in the chair. Now, if you do have arms, what I want you to do is just sit in the chair and continue to stretch, maybe pulling knee into chest. But here's a fun move we can do to learn some more yoga poses. If you don't have arms on the chair, bring your butt to the center so your front leg hangs off and your back leg is here on the chair. And then you can bring the back leg behind and the arms long. So we're basically doing warrior. Yes, warrior right on the chair. Beautiful. And if you want a little more, you can take that back arm down to the thigh and reach the top arm up. This is Sun Warrior. And it's such a beautiful pose. Wonderful. Tuck your chin. Come on up. Let's try the other side. One of my favorite poses is Sun Warrior. So again, your bum is on the chair, but your front leg is off. Take it nice and long behind. Arms nice and long, and you can look over, you can look to the front, whatever feels good. And if you want to try Sun Warrior on this side, arm to the back of the thigh, and we come up and over. Beautiful. Tuck your chin. Come on back. Isn't that fun? I just love that. So let's come to the back of our chair. No more leg extensions, don't worry. Back of our chair, as long as it's nice and sturdy. And you want about 3 feet or so between your body and the chair. And then we're going to soften the knees, pull the belly into the spine, and we're just going to take a nice fold here. I might have to back up a little bit more. So again, we're looking for length through the back. And we're looking to just gently push our bum and hips back towards the back of the room. Beautiful. Come on up, bend your knees a little bit. Pick a leg, any leg. Step 1 foot forward towards the chair. Your feet are about 3 feet apart. 3 actual feet. You can fold your arms on the back of your chair and see if you can just bring your forehead to the chair. So we have a beautiful, this is pyramid pose, and you can see we make a little pyramid with our legs. You should feel a real deep stretch up the back of both legs, especially the back one. Now bend your knees, step in and just switch your legs. About 3 feet between your feet. You can keep the front leg a little bit bent. There's no problem with that. You can keep both legs a little bit bent. You're still going to get a good stretch. But see how much you can straighten. Be really gentle with your body. Wonderful. Come back in. Now, if you want, we're going to go back to the same pose we tried the first time, but if you want to switch your chair so that your hands are on, or your forearms can be on the seat of your chair, we can come a little bit deeper into like a dolphin pose. So I have my forearms on the chair, legs can be a little bit bent, and then you press your bum back, fold the chair for some support, or you can keep your hands together. This is called dolphin pose with the chair. I love a good dolphin pose. Gently roll up. Let's bring our hands to the seat of the chair as long as it's secure. About shoulder width apart, feet about hip width apart, and we're going to do cat and cow. So push into the chair, round your back, tuck your chin, and try to pull your tailbone under. There's your cat. Here comes the cow. Lift your chest. Lift your tailbone so that your head and your tailbone are kind of trying to point to the sky. Yes. And let's try that again. So let's breathe out as you curl in. Try to bring your ribs right into your hips. And then release that and gently lift your chest and your tailbone. Let's do that one more time. It's so good for our back. Tuck and curl in. Pull the tailbone in. Feel that space in your lower back. Release, lift chest, the tailbone. Beautiful. We're going to bend our knees and just kind of walk in. And we're going to come back to our chair for the rest of class. Let's do a little bit more stretching and releasing. And a little bit of core toning. So just sit nice and comfortable in your chair. Pull one knee in towards your chest. See if you can sit up really tall while you're doing this. So we want a nice long spine. We're not rolling over just yet. Knee in towards chest. And you can release that and try the other side. Beautiful. Now this time, see if you can extend the leg, grab behind your thigh, behind your knee, and just see if you can lift it a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, and the knee can be bent, but just see if you can add a little length to your leg. Right to the front. Now try this. Try to flex your foot and then point your toe. Strength and length right in the back of the leg. Woo! Let's try the other side. Grab behind your leg wherever it feels most comfortable. See how much you can straighten it. And then just flex and point. So this one, it's hard to sit up really tall because your body wants to come over. So it's okay if you kind of are a little bit rounded, but see how tall you can sit up while you flex and point your toes. How about the other side? This time, can you grab with one hand? I grab the side of my chair for a little bit more. See if you can stretch out to the side. If you're super flexible, I've had a lot of kids and I do a lot of yoga, you can even grab, but you don't have to keep it straight. But if you can't grab there, you can grab behind your knee. Let's try the other side. Let's see how flexible I am on this side. Not as much. Here. There it is. Woo! You can hear my bones cracking. Beautiful. Bring the feet together. Slide to the edge of your chair. See if you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out. Now hold on to your chair and see if you can bring your toes together. Just kind of let your knees come out. Huh. Look at this little yoga pose. Ooh. Don't we look like little yogis? Fantastic. Take your feet out nice and wide. See if you can have your feet flat on the floor. I'm a little shorty. Let's take a side bend over to one side. You can rest your forearm on your thigh. Kind of gently guide your knee out. One side. Come on up. Let's try the other side. Up and over. Now this time we're going to go the other side, but see if you can straighten out this leg. So really long. Yes. Beautiful. And the other side, trying to make a lot of space between tips of your fingers and tips of your toes. Beautiful. Let's bring the legs together. Open and twist the back. And the other side, open, twist to the back. Beautiful. Face front, a big inhale up, palms face up. Connect the palms, lower the arms down. And again, big inhale up. Big exhale down. And let's do one more. There's my little chimer bell. There's my chimer bell. There we go, 11:45. That was really fun. Thanks so much for joining today. The plan is hopefully to take this class live at some point soon. I don't know what soon means anymore because, you know, government has changed plans. But hopefully at some point soon I'll get to see you guys in real life. But if not, still going to be here.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for the class.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too.